Now that look, we shouldn't put any stock in spring training numbers, of course, but Soto has been electrifying here so far, off to a 6-for-9 start with 3 homers and pinstripes. Andy, you were down in Tampa for a little bit. How is Soto adjusting to life as a Yankee?
Could you ask again? I didn't hear. Oh, wait. Yeah. How is Soto adjusting to life as a Yankee? Oh, yes. It seems to be going really well. I mean, the guy seems like he's always all smiles, and that's what I saw in my time in camp in Tampa. I will say that there were certainly stories, and Hannah's well aware of, he maybe wasn't as happy in San Diego. We know he's a guy that seems to prefer being closer to family on the East Coast. I'm not in his mind to explain exactly why he seems to be smiling so much. It doesn't hurt to be part of that lineup, but I can tell you also from a baseball standpoint, I mean, all the buzz around Florida right now is like, oh my God, the Yankees are amazing. And that's the way everybody feels. And the reason is that lineup, when you look at Soto and Judge, like when you think about it on paper, when they acquired him in December, you're like, wow. And then you see it in a spring training game, you're like, wow, Judge is going to have like 40 RBIs this year because Soto's going to drive everyone in ahead of him. I mean, those 2 at-bats in a row are just unbelievable. And so it fits unbelievably well. He seems to be having a great time, and it's obviously a great baseball fit.
We talked about this, I think, last week. It's interesting that you bring up, I have not been down to spring training. I haven't gotten to see Soto as a Yankee. And it is good to hear that he seems to be fitting in there well, because you're right. It seems like the past year and a half in San Diego was a little bit of a difficult adjustment for him. He gave an interview last week, I think, to The Athletic, where he was still talking about how difficult that trade was for him, how at home he had felt in Washington, D.C. He had a home there at the time. And also, I think we shouldn't forget that he turned down $440 million in an extension. It was completely reasonable for him to do that because of the AAV and what he could possibly expect to make on the free agent market. So this is not to say that he was wrong to do that or that he betrayed the Nationals in any way, but that was a team that he was very comfortable with, that it's the only organization that he knew at the time, and they really were willing to pay him a lot. That $440 million was not with deferred money, which is unlike the Lerners and the Nationals to do. And so if the Yankees can make him feel at home, that would go a really long way to increasing their chances maybe within the free agent market. Whether or not it actually helps them to get an extension done before that, I don't know.
Yeah. One thing I'd add, too, real quick, is that in terms of his fit there, and is like the Yankees, based on Garrett Cole and the tone he sets, I think, like to nerd out on like technical baseball stuff. There's a lot of that talk around there. And Soto's the kind of guy I've learned just in being around him for a week or so. You ask him about his outfield defense. He talks about the cuts that he makes left and right. He talks about relay plays. He talks about angles on his throw. You ask him about hitting. He talks about pitch selection, recognition, real technical stuff. And the Yankees with Cole and Judge is like this, and Stanton's a real thoughtful guy. They have a bunch of guys that really like to think about the game and talk about it in that kind of depth. And Soto fits in as kind of an intellectual that way about the game.
I think it's great for him to get acclimated to New York in 1 year with the Yankees, and then maybe he'll be playing across town.
It'd be an easy switch.
Soto, it's tampering, and I don't care. Steve Cohen's going to go get him.